This is Phil from Whitechapel.
And this is Alex from Whitechapel, and you're watching Loudwire.
Hey everyone, Gruhamed from Loudwire here. To my left, we've got Alex and Phil of Whitechapel. Definitely one of Deathcore's most popular bands right now. Thank you so much for coming along, guys. To me, it's almost mind-boggling that Deathcore has been a genre that's been around for a decade now. To me, it still seems like it just came along and all that stuff. So when it comes to you being on the inside of that and working so hard with your contemporaries, how have you seen the evolution of Deathcore happen in the last decade?
I would say, it started with bands like Job for a Cowboy and Suicide Silence and Despised Icon. We were pretty much just like going crazy about the sound that they were putting out, and because a lot of it was just death metal. Deathcore wasn't really like a thing back then.
Right.
And then we just heard bands like Suicide Silence, Job for a Cowboy, and Despised Icon, and we were just floored by it because that's the exact kind of music that I was like looking for, because I like the technicality of death metal, but I also like the aggressiveness of like the hardcore kind of style, like breakdowns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy to see like how it's just evolved from that until what it is today.
Yeah, it's interesting. And speaking of the evolution, I think when people come to criticize the genre, it's that people think that it's not progressive enough. But when it comes to your new record, Our Endless War, how does the record break off from that negative stereotype?
I really feel like starting with self-titled, we really just started to not concern ourselves with what it should sound like, and we just wrote what we wanted to. We just focused more on just writing a cohesive metal record rather than being, we're a deathcore band, so this needs to be deathcore or whatever. Most songs we don't even really concern ourselves with having a breakdown in it or anything. It's not like, a breakdown has to go here because we're a deathcore band. Right. We just write what feels natural, and like I said, these days we just really focus on being a all-around metal band rather than trying to pigeonhole ourselves into one genre. And I think with Our Endless War, we definitely progressed on what we started with self-titled with that.
And one of the tracks, or at least the track name that really caught my eye when I was looking through it, was Worship the Digital Age. I thought that was really interesting. Can you tell us a little more about the title and that song?
The title of that song is just kind of like how in this day and age with social networking and people able to see what, because back in like the 90s and the early 21st century, you didn't really know like what celebrities and all these other people were doing with their lives, and now that that's accessible, it seems like people have become obsessed with it, and people are becoming obsessive over big celebrities. They're living their life by them. They're just constantly on their cell phones or tablets or computers, and just constantly like following these people. They want to see what they're doing at all times, and it's kind of like a song that shows like do they really care about you? Do they really care if you're alive or dead, kind of thing? It's really just all about like you need to get your life together and stop worrying about everyone else. You have your life to live, and you're not living their life. Like there's nothing wrong with supporting an artist or a celebrity or anyone like that, but there's a lot of people out there that just become extremely just obsessed with it.